Wow, 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 wow. Wrestlemania. Hi there. Slowpoke here. Jason Maina's here. And yes, from the title and the thumbnail, we gotta talk about the show, baby. Yeah, WrestleMania 35 from my live stadium. A stadium that hosts in my opinion, one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. At WrestleMania 29, which was a show that I hated. Pretty hated. Unlike this show, 35 in my life, I didn't hate it. In fact, the majority of it, I pretty enjoy it. So, here's the thing. The first half of the show was great. Not great. It was really good to great, you can say. But I enjoyed the first half of the show. But then after like the coffee match, that it never got back to the same level, and it ain't show from the crowd. I mean, my God, those poor people had to endure 7 hours of the show, and I can't imagine how long this video is probably gonna get. And I done so long videos about WrestleMania for, by God, I can't imagine before about how long it's about to get here in this review. So yeah, so so yeah, and so let's get on to it, shall we? The what about the Cruiserweight Championship match between Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. It was a pretty good match, and no, I still have not followed any 205 episodes, so I couldn't get really into the match. But for what I saw, it was a pretty good match for their standards, and yeah, Buddy Murphy has been a champion for a long time since I think it was the Super Showdown, I believe. So yeah, and he dropped it to here to Tolini. So yeah, Tolini is a new cruiserweight champion in a pretty good match. The WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, and this is the same problem as the Underdog Dynamite in that whoever wins it gets nothing out of it. Literally nothing out of it. Like Cesaro, Bishop, Barrico, and Maserati, like the majority of them get nothing out of it. Absolutely nothing out of it. Like here in the Women's Final Warrior for the WrestleMania trophy, this the person who won this thing will get nothing out of it. And show here. So you had Asuka, a former SmackDown Women's Champion, the girl who made the man that Becky Lynch tap out. And you have it get eliminated by a girl who, and during the whole entire build to the show, has been involved with a fashion that's got their asses manhandled to them week in, week out by Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. So you just made Asuka look weak by a girl who during the whole build to the show was made to look weak. Like what the hell? And then you had Carmelo, which is like So this girl has literally only you remember for her now is Des Grace and her fucking Cody Grace in real life. So to have her win this is like, why? Like, what was the point of it? So this will say not good match. Not good. Not good. The Raw Tag Team Championship between the Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. And I will give Kurt Hawkins credit in a sense. He knew that a gimmick like this will get him over slightly and will make him stand out from everyone from the roster, and that he just loses all the time. Seriously, he loses all the time ever since he came back. He's been on a losing streak. So yeah, and it was more for him because when you got him here in winning the World Tag Team titles in a huge stadium-based football stadium show like Wrestlemania, people were gonna go nuts for. So, and it did, and the match went over very well, as you can see here. So, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins won the World Tag Team titles here in WrestleMania 35 pre-show in the third match. There were a lot of matches on the page before that. Jeez. No wonder this show went. No wonder they had the show was 7 fucking hours. They have to cut. They had to cut matches for this because, yeah, and you had the Under the Giant by Warrior, which to me, this was on 100% a plot device just to pay off this stupid mini feud between the Saturday Night Live guys and Braun Strowman. And everyone else were just bodies. Bodies, just so we can have the eventual moment when Braun Strowman kicked the out of the and L Life guys. So yeah, so Braun Strowman won the other Diamond Memorial Battle Royal. Hopefully he gets something out of it, especially the guy like a Braun Strowman since, gosh, he has been doing nothing this year, just nothing. He cut that awful promo once on an episode of Raw this year with Brock Lesnar. It was just bad. So yeah. Then you get to the main show, shall we? So Alexa Bliss comes out in the opener, and she said if she could snap her fingers just like that, she could get a WrestleMania moment. And I don't know, it kind of had a mini WrestleMania moment with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 35. And if you know my feelings towards Hulk Hogan, you can watch that video of what Hogan did before he came back to WWE and what it got him fired like 4 years ago, the incident with the races. I'm not gonna get into it. You can watch that video once. It was like a Hogan got fired from WWE once back in 2015. So yeah, go watch. But beside the point, I'm gonna let it slide. Give Hogan his due for this. And but then he said, "Oh boy, Hogan made fun of the Superdome, da, And but then he proceeded to call MetLife Stadium into like MetLife Center. Like, seriously? Seriously? Like, MetLife Center? Like, there isn't this. So it's like, isn't the ceiling like trap or something? Like, Hogan, this is classical of bashing his first A chromosome. Yeah, it was funny to see Hogan coming back to this. So yeah, so Hogan pulls with Alexa, and suddenly, out of nowhere, you get an appearance from Paul Heyman. And just like that, the Universal title match opens Wrestlemania. Royal Rumble wins Seth with the champion Rollins for the Universal title Wrestlemania. Just how think about shocking this was. Rollins won the Royal Rumble. Challenge Brock Lesnar fully felt that, according to WWE, it's the most, because it's on Raw, it's the most prestige, it's the richest prize in the game now, according to WWE. So you have that open the show and went 2 minutes and it was over just like that. So the first sequence, the match didn't even start, and you have Rollins and fight Seth Rollins to the floor. You have him like dead. You have him like attacking, messing Rollins around, shot at the shot, putting it to the table, the announcing table pad, and then the match finally got started. Literally, after like 2 or 3 minutes at best. And then you have Lesnar at Super Stadium. Then it goes to F5, but Rollins says, shoves Lesnar into the ring and gets him the low blow, just like he did on the Go Home show prior to this. And then a super kick, I believe he did a super kick here. And then hit 3 curve stunts, and he slayed the beast, the Beast Slayer, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, the match went all like that. But hey, the crowd seemingly dig the whole match. It kind of went over with it. And there's just something about matches like this with Brock. It's like the shoulder that they get, the more better it is. Like you saw from the Goldberg match from the 2 years ago when he first won the title. That match was great, mostly due to the fact that it went over the right time it had, and it was similar to, and you can definitely some glimpse of that during the match. So the crowd, they whole point. We got a title change, and hey, they finally took the Universal title off of Brock Lesnar, which to me, Lesnar being a champion had pretty much run its course ever since pretty much last year's WrestleMania. It has definitely run its course. So even at the ring of the title second, the ship had the Universal title span had to end it. And what better guy to do it than a man who carried Monday Night Raw literally on his back for the last year and Seth freaking Rollins. So congratulations, Seth Rollins, your new Universal Champion. Then the second match you get AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, and you can definitely, and there was a problem throughout the whole night. You got a lightning effect, which there was a big shiny lightning that literally distract the fans from watching this match. And to me, that's just fucking sad on WWE's part. That they could not face the lightning. And they wonder why people were chanting to face to do I think they were like turn off the lights or something because they couldn't see shit. The fans couldn't see shit. If they can't see shit, they can't get to this. Otherwise, pretty decent to good match between AJ versus Randy. So yeah, it was sad. It was pretty sad that WWE can't even like face the lights so that way the fans could actually see what was going on. Because you can definitely show in that ASL radio match that the crowd couldn't get into it and they just couldn't because of the fucking lightning that was fucking distracting them from watching the match. So it's like, what the fuck? So, yeah. The match itself was pretty good. It had AJ did a phenomenal form through a full on Randy, which apparently hurt AJ for. I heard he got injured after this show, so yeah. So yeah. AJ Styles goes for a phenomenal form. Oh, the loser material came but AJ manages counter and then AJ hits the phenomenal form and pins Randy on him. So AJ the beast on Wrestlemania. Which I kinda suspected kind of gave it a go home show of SmackDown. So yeah, I knew AJ was gonna win here, definitely. So AJ wins. Then you get for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. You got the Usos, the champions, defending against Ricochet and Aleister Black. Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev, and the Bar. And I found the first half of the match to be pretty boring. I thought the first half of the match was pretty going. And I think it picked it up right in the second half of the match, but it really started to pick up and then hit all the big moves. There was a super tower duel and Ricochet landed on his feet. That was insane. Ricochet is fucking inhuman with those moves that he does. It's unbelievable. And you got the Usos there, super kid with everyone, and hit their double Uso splash to definitely to retain the SmackDown that he has. So the first element to me was pretty boring, but it picked up in the second half. Yeah. Then you get false count anywhere between Shane McMahon versus The Miz. Now this out of the whole matches had probably besides outside of the Kofi match, I think this was probably the best, you can say, most consistent build up out of the whole show. Because at least it had a consistent like following it. Like Shane McMahon won Best in the World at Saudi Arabia, which to me was still bullshit. Yeah, it was pretty bullshit that Shane won that trophy. A joke, you can say. So Shane wins there, and then the following months you have Miz cause a courtesy Shane to tag team it together, and then Shane eventually agreed on a Christmas episode. So headed to the new year, they became a tag team, and then they won the SmackDown tag team titles for the Royal Rumble, and then so that way, and they had the Miz's that involved after they won the titles symbolizing that the Miz is that it's proud of the Miz, which was the whole purpose of Miz wanting to tag team with Shane because his dad didn't feel proud of him until got to WrestleMania. But here, his Mrs. that saying in front of him, it was an emotional moment there. And then you got the Elimination Chamber to where they lost the SmackDown tag team that the Usos together in a rematch of Fastlane, which they lost again. And this is where everything, cause this is where you knew that that was the time they were gonna do it. But instead of the Miz doing it, it was Shane that turned heel on the Miz, and then having constantly, and then like trying to hold him, and then eventually choking the Miz's dad, which he did again, attack him during the match, and yeah, it had consistent. And the match needed, I felt like the match needed what it needed to be. Was it a great wrestling match? Of course not. Shaman is not a professionally trained wrestler. And I think when they got work around Miz and Shane around their characters more, that's when you can the entertainment aspect came into it. Where Shaman Man attacking the Miz's that and then the Miz losing it after attacking and going down to Shane. And then they fight to the crowd. And then there was this scene, and this was similar to Triple H and The Undertaker when Triple H Taker in WrestleMania 17, they had like a big brawl there, and they had like a big brawl up from the crowd, and then had and then you had the Miz, and this is the finish to the match. You had the Miz literally from in the crowd and a huge like there it was like a scaffold thing to the crash pad here. So so Miz and Shane were up there. Shane is like begging for mercy, literally begging for mercy. And then the Miz suplexes Shane off the scaffold to the crash pad, but Shane was on top of the Miz, cover him, and beat him. Yes, Shane McMahon beat the Miz. Just in a lucky fashion, which if Shane McMahon was gonna win, this was probably the best outcome you could do because it continues the fear, it protect and you can say protecting the Miz because he didn't suffer clean loss, you can say. So yeah, so this sorry. So you can say the match protected both guys, you can say. So yeah, so this was a entertaining match for the entertaining aspect of it. The next match is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. You have Bailey and Sasha defending against Nia Jax and Tamina. The Divas to do that Venus and Natalia and the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. So yeah, those WWE Women's Tag Team, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match here. So yeah, the match was not good. The crowd didn't seem to care for it, much of it, until the finish, and it was pretty shocking. pretty shocked that they did this. Pretty shocked that they did this. So yeah, so you had Beth Venus and Glam. He was about to do a super glamour song to Bailey, Beth Venus, and she super glam slams Bailey here. But, 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 one of the members of the Iconics tagged in before that super glam slam even happened, and one of the Iconics throws Beth Venus out there, and the Iconics pay Bailey. So, yeah, the Iconics won the women's tag team titles here at WrestleMania. So, yeah, and shockingly, the crowd pretty loved it. The crowd loved the title change. And at least you can say out of all the people in the match, and you can at least you can say that the Iconics are a legit tag team because Bailey and Sasha, they are singles wrestlers. They're just call Bailey. Even Sasha wrestled for the Women's title at Royal against Ronda Rousey. So there's that. Tamia and Nia Jax are kind of the same thing. Fed and Natalia, they are kind of that team, but not really them. But yeah, the Iconics are full-fledged actors, so to have him win the titles, it was a good idea. I don't know if it was too soon, but yeah, it was a pretty cool moment, you can say, here. Yeah, I can't win the titles here with me. It was a special moment. But let's get to the real special moment of the night. The WWE Championship match. The best feud heading into WrestleMania 35. Kofi Kingston, Kofi Mania versus Daniel Bryan, WWE Championship. And boy, did this one deliver. Not only did this match deliver, but I think this is one of the better WWE one of the best WWE title matches we have seen in a long time. I mean, a really long time. Really long time since we had this match that damn good. Especially for WrestleMania, which usually the WWE title matches are like disappointment to like bad. This is the one where you find where you have a really legit great WWE title match between Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan here at WrestleMania. And I can't believe it. I still can't believe it because after all the years, it seems like it could never happen. But they did it. They actually did it. Vince McMahon signed off on Kofi Kingston, a black dude, by the way, becoming the WWE champion. I couldn't believe it. But it happened, and it was glorious. Boy, what a glorious moment it was to see Kofi Kingston after 11 years against all odds becoming the new WWE champion, eventually celebrate his family, and let's just not brush Bryan out of the way because I will say about Daniel Bryan, his heel run ever since he won the title has been pretty amazing when you look at it. He's kind of getting close to having the best run of his WWE career. He's getting to the Yes Movement 2013-14 run good. It has been that great. And I believe he did everything out of all people in the story for Daniel Bryan I think he really did everything that he could to make Kofi Kingston look like a big star, huge on that night. And by God, he did. So I'm plus to Kofi at the 11 days winning it, plus to Daniel Bryan massively for putting Kofi Kingston big time tonight, big time on that night, and kudos for WWE will make on these big moments here. So yeah, Kofi Kingston, the new WWE champion, and this is where you can see the air sucking out of the crowd and the out of this show. Quite frank. So you had the United States Championship, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. To me, the this after finally up to Kofi, he never had a chance, and you can tell why this was because Rey Mysterio got hurt after in this match. Well, he was hurt, and I think he was hurt like before the match when like on a Raw match against Jericho, you could tell he got injured, legitimately injured for it. So yeah, so it was not good to see. Well, he had a cool cost to Rey Mysterio, I would say, but you can tell he was not in the best of shape to win this match against someone just for the United States Championship. And show because the match was under a minute, and it was pretty much a great victory for Joe since after the last year of him losing all the time, becoming the losing all the time and failing all the time to become the WWE champion. It was great to see Joe have a big victory at WrestleMania, especially on the first WrestleMania. It was pretty great. So, Joe retain here. Then you get Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. So, all right. If the last video that I really did was on the situation of Roman Reigns, leukemia. So I said that he will be making. I think I said he will be while this is going against Lesnar for the Universal title, or being the guest referee for the Universal title match. I feel that was gonna be one of those, but shockingly, he came out to remission and came back for here. He had a match at WrestleMania, and I could immediately say that it was not good. Well, it was decent, but after having following up the Kofi match was like kiss of death for both of them, and that's why the crowd didn't care. And you had to know what this was going. There was no way they were gonna have Roman Reigns after losing a WrestleMania May of it last year, having win the Universal title, and they had to go through leukemia. They had to go back, went hell and back, finally being leukemia. There was no way they're gonna have him losing in his first return match at WrestleMania, so you knew where this was going, and I think that's why the crowd did not get into the match that much. So yeah, so there's that, and then you had analyze this performance. Oh my God! So you had kind of special interest for Elias when you had multiple Eliases in the piano, or well, you could say, to eventually see Elias in the um, in the ring. So he cuts a promo, tells one who wants to walk with allies. And then he was doing his performance very well. And then, a doctor of fucking Dugonomics came, and it's very long fucking while so that don't this. I still just in a position. So for the so after a live performance, you get an interruption for the Dr. fucking Dugonomics, John fucking Cena. First of all, this should have been Undertaker's spot in the segment, especially at the fucking Raw at the Wrestlemania. This should have been Undertaker's appearance, but no, but no. We have to let Undertaker slide for this Mania, and you have to have this fucking Tombo, this fuckboy bucket, the shit brother of professional wrestling, John fucking Cena, having in a gimmick, come back in a gimmick that has been used like 50 fucking years ago, and then you have him come out and basically bury Elias. Y'all see him basically came out in a gimmick that was 50 years old, and buried fucking Elias. So for all that and him making fun of turning heel, I'm gonna say this: fuck the WWE, fuck the segment, and fuck John Cena. He's trash and forever be trash. Damn, I haven't done it. It feels very good. Next, you have no holds barred between Dave Batista or Batwixta against Triple H, no holds barred. Oh, Jesus Christ. You knew once they brought back Batista, they was just brought him back just to put Triple H over. There was no justification, no other reason, just for that. And for me, for that, I just couldn't get into the match. And basically, from the majority of the match, it was pretty painful to see. You can tell Batista was while he wanted to go out on a high note, I don't think he was really in a good spot to be in. Not just yet because he's getting up there as the Triple H, which I don't know if he hasn't recovered for like a shoulder injury that he had 4 months ago at that Saudi Arabia show. But yeah, he did not. So yeah, it was not a good match. It was mediocre to sometimes bad here. So yeah, you had that. Then you had like Ric Flair involved, which you kind of expected since Batista attacked Ric Flair to really that centered the place for the match. And then SmackDown 1000 where Batista said Triple H has done everything in his business except beating Batista. You knew what this whole thing was. So yeah, Triple H win and no host bar. And this was the second time that Triple H played his career in a match like that. So you knew he was winning. So yeah, Triple H win. Then you had the Demon Finn Balor versus Lashley for the Intercontinental Championship. You knew this had to be shown for how long this show was. And Yeah, you have to know that battle was probably gonna win the IC title as the Demon, since the Demon never really loses. And yeah, so Finn Balor won the IC title here. So there's nothing I could say. Here Power Bomb Lashley though was insane. Insane. I didn't thought you could do it, but props to him. So yeah. Then the main event time for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. The baddest woman on the planet, the man and the queen, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, Raw and SmackDown Women's title will take hold the first ever WrestleMania Women's main event. And major congrats to the woman who main event the show at a WrestleMania like this. This was the year to do it. You had the three biggest female stars of the company in a winner take home match here for both titles. So this had the main event, and I'm glad it did, since they had fancy entrances, Rousey and Charlotte. Becky got a smokes, something like that. So yeah, the match itself, the match itself was pretty good, I will say, for the first women's WrestleMania event. I just think the crowd wasn't fully into it like I think they should, and that's probably because of how damn long the show was. But they got it to most of it. So yeah, the funniest moment throughout the whole match was Rousey. Was Rousey going? Hey, the table was there, and Rousey saw it, and then Ronda Rousey look at the crowd like, "Yeah, you want tables?" And then table makes formation, and then she just throws the table back on like a wheel here. Heel Ronda Rousey is fucking awesome. I don't know what you think of it, but she's fucking awesome as a heel. She's awesome. And then, so yeah, that was there. And then came to the finish. Oh boy, the finish. This is what everyone's talking about. So Ronda Rousey had Becky Lynch on her shoulders to do that maneuver that she has used for the past year. So he was about to do it. She hits it, and then Becky catches it with a so it was like a schoolboy type of pin. But then when it happened, Ronda Rousey's shoulders weren't supposedly down. But the ref counted the three, and Becky Lynch wins. And then people on social media and everyone else reacted was like, "What the hell is this? Was the famous botch or something?" Because that didn't I look like, because if you play this on Ronda Rousey show, like here's the thing about the finish. It was like half botch for half now. And you can kind of tell, if anything, that it was kind of planned. Because first of all, Charlotte was not supposed to be involved with the thing. I'm telling that woman right now. If she was not supposed to be involved in that thing. Because if she was there, she would not got out of the ring. She would have stayed there in the ring, not out of the ring. So you know what I mean? So yeah. So you have Rousey gave pin in controversial fashion by Becky Lynch by the ref. Now look at that around the shoulders like we're down on the floor on the ring on the mat. But the ref counted the three, so the crowd's like, and the fans reaction like, what the fuck? But here's the thing. You could tell it was kind of funny because they replay it and made mention of it that run around each other was not made up for the count. And yeah, so there was bit of confusion. But at the end of the day, Becky Lynch takes it all as now Raw and SmackDown Women's Champions. And yeah, it has been 3 year, really roller coaster of the year. 1 year for Becky Lynch, the man Becky Lynch, from the pre-show of WrestleMania to the main event of WrestleMania, and nobody deserves the elder whole woman's faster than her. For Charlotte, it was tested she was gonna main event, so she, I will get her props for having her go main event with me. And for Ronda Rousey, she had a great 1 year WWE, you can say. She has definitely one of the best rookie years in WWE history. She came here in her first match and she was great right off the charts. And she had a great match system. She didn't embarrass herself. And his recent work, her recent work as a heel is fucking awesome. And yeah, I would give all plus to all these women for getting to what they are in the main event of the biggest show of the year at WrestleMania. So yeah, giving nothing but applause. The finish is like, what the fuck? But congrats to the woman for main eventing WrestleMania. That is stuff. That was his thing. And it was a really good match. Really good match. To close up what ended up to be a really good show. I don't I don't know if it was like great or something, but it was a really damn good WrestleMania. Probably the best WrestleMania since 31, I could say. So yeah, that's my whole thoughts on WrestleMania 35. So yeah, Super Revolution signing off. Like, subscribe. Tell me what you think about WrestleMania in the comment section below. I'm Jason Martinez, and I approve this message.